remember, once you get here, once you've simplified that under your calculator and you get that negative 39, I can't work with a negative under the radical. That's like an imaginary number. You could, I'm going to rewrite it like this, you could go see if, once I pull that I out, would this square root of 39 simplify, which it won't. It's not a perfect square. There's not a perfect square factor in it, so it doesn't simplify. So you're going to leave it as I square root of 39, all over 4. And so if you remember from the one we did before, just kind of recall back to last Thursday after you had a great weekend and you were thinking about quadratic equations at your football games that you were either participating in or watching. Remember that this number goes to both of those terms up there. There's two terms. It's separated by a plus and a minus sign. And we pulled it apart. That's why I wrote pull apart here. Because these simplify. When you put them over 8, we could simplify them a little bit. It's too bad WebAssign doesn't have a plus or minus tool where you could have just written it in like that. I wish it did. We need to, like, everybody send a suggestion box to WebAssign to say put a plus or minus tool in there. But they don't have it. So you have to pull it apart and write it as two separate things, one with a plus sign and one with a minus sign in between, right? But here, I'm not going to have to pull it apart because if I put 1 over 4, is that going to reduce? This radical over 4 isn't, so you technically can keep it as all over 4. I generally pull it apart so we just don't forget to reduce. But I think you guys are smart enough to understand that's not going to reduce, so we can just put it all over 4. So we do have to say x1 plus I square roots of 39 over 4 in WebAssign. We have to write it like that with a plus sign, then a comma with a minus sign in between. 1 minus I square roots of 39 all over 4. So if you know that neither of those are going to reduce, you can just make it easy and put it all over 4. You don't have to totally pull it apart into two separate fractions. But you can. It's programmed to take it either way. But always check, because you might, like this one up here, if you would have put all of this over 8 and tried to answer it like that, even pulling it apart, it would reject it because you did all things right. You just didn't do the last step of pulling it apart and reducing the things that could reduce. Okay? The last one is a application of a quadratic formula type problem. It says after a baseball is hit, the height h in feet of the ball above the ground in t seconds. So t is like your variable. After it is hit can be approximated by this equation. So these t's represent time, this h is your height of the ball. Using this equation, determine when the ball will hit the ground. The ball hits the ground at 0. The height of 0. So all we're doing is replacing our h here with 0. Negative 16t squared plus 70t plus 4. So this is already in standard form, and I would probably just jump to going straight to the quadratic formula on this one. You could try to factor, but it's not going to. And there's really no easy way of knowing that other than just trying it. Like, you could start with pulling out a GCF and then seeing if it could factor, and you would notice it wouldn't. So you'd have to use the quadratic formula to solve it. So remember, in our formula, we have negative, and b we said is 70. So I like to just put it in parentheses because I'm plugging it in, replacing it for b. Plus or minus, the square root is 70 squared minus 4 from the formula, that's in our formula up here, times a, and a is a negative 16, times c is a 4. All over 2 times a, and a was a negative 16. So what I would do next is kind of what I've done on all of the others, and I would say this is really a negative 70, and kind of drop those parentheses, plus or minus, and I would still do the math under here, Obviously, this is an application problem, so it shouldn't be imaginary. Otherwise, you really have no solution in any way, right? I can't work with imaginary numbers if I'm trying to find time. So I would still probably do the math under here, though. So let's turn my calculator on. 70 squared minus 4 times negative 16 times 4 is 5,156. And then 2 times negative 16 is a negative 32. Now, if the square root of 5156 was a perfect square, your calculator would do it, but your calculator kind of has this boundary of, notice it didn't keep it in radical form. When they're really big numbers, it's kind of like, hey, I'm not doing that. I'm going to take it so far, and then it'll just keep it in decimal form. But since this is an application problem, it goes against some of those other problems that I keep saying, keep it in radical form, okay? But in this case, it's application, and time is not going to make any sense if you say it's 2 square roots of 2 seconds or whatever. So we will use the decimal form in a problem like this. In a problem like this, you would probably be told where to round, and that is a signal in WebAssign, if you're doing it, that it's going to be a decimal form, that you don't have to keep it in radical form, okay? But if you're just given a problem, like we've been doing, we're not applying it at all, we will keep it in radical form because that's exact. Any questions about that? I know I always say, keep it in radical form, and then here we are, not keeping it in radical form. So what we need to do is pull this apart twice because of our plus or minus, and I would just type it in my calculator like I see to make it easy. That way it's a lot less steps. So I'm going to type in negative 70 plus the square root of 5156 all over negative 32. And then I'm going to have negative 70 minus the square root of 5156 all over negative 32. So you have to figure both of those in your calculator, and I just set it up exactly like I see because in my calculator I have a fraction key. Many of you do, even if you don't have this calculator, a lot of calculators do have these. So you would type in negative 70 plus the square root of 5156 divided by negative 32. So this is negative 0.06. Let's just round it to 2 numbers. There were no instructions, so I'm just choosing. 2 is always good. 3 is maybe better, I don't know. But generally we do a lot of rounding to 2. But can you have negative time? Is that possible? No. So probably this would not be a reasonable answer because that is not possible. So you can almost eliminate it before you even go further. Like that's not going to be an answer. Because I can't have negative, because this is supposed to represent time, right? Cannot have negative time. So let's go over here and see what this one ends up being. So I have a fraction bar, negative 70, minus the square root of 5156 over negative 32 is maybe 4.43 seconds. That's reasonable, right? So we could say, well, that would be our answer.